This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So in today's video, we're going to take a look at new Premiership club, Luton Town Football Club. This is an ASMR video, which is why I'll be whispering every now and again. It's meant to help you relax and fall asleep. So I really hope that you find this relaxing. But if you don't, maybe you'll find it interesting if you're a football or a soccer fan. So we're going to learn about Premier League new boys, Luton Town Football Club in today's video. I really hope that you enjoy the video in some way, and if you do, don't forget to click that like button. A big thank you to all my patrons for all your support, especially all my new ones who've just joined. If you want to join them, then check the box below. But without further ado, let's get started. First of all, I just want to say why I'm using this and not the computer like I usually do. My computer's just, the fan on it is so loud at the moment. I think because it's just naturally warm because it's summertime here. So yeah, I've decided to try something different. So that's why we're using this is a Fire tablet, cheapy thing from Amazon. Okay, Luton Town FC. Luton Town is a professional football club based in Luton, Bedfordshire, England, that competes in the Premier League, the first tier of English football. Founded in 1885, they nicknamed the Hatters due to the historical association of the town with the hat making trade, and have played home matches at Kenilworth Road since 1905. The club's history includes one major trophy win, several financial crises, as well as numerous promotions and relegations. Between 82 and 92, they were a member of the First Division. They won their first major honour, the Football League Cup, in 1988. Luton Town have a long-standing rivalry with nearby club Watford. Luton Town was the first in southern England to turn professional. It joined the Football League before the 1897-98 season, left in 1900 because of financial problems, and rejoined in 1920. Luton reached the First Division in 1955-1956 and contested a major final for the first time against Nottingham Forest in the '59 FA Cup final. The team was then relegated from the top division in 59-60 and demoted twice more in the following 5 years, playing in the 4th Division from the 65-66 season before they were promoted back to the top level in 74-75. In 81-82, the club won the 2nd Division and gained promotion to the 1st. Luton defeated Arsenal 3-2 in the 1988 Football League Cup final and remained in the 1st Division until relegation at the end of the 91-92 season. Between 2007 and 2009, financial difficulties caused the club to fall from the 2nd tier of English football to the 5th in successive seasons. The last of these relegations in the 2008-2009 season followed a 30-point deduction for financial irregularities. Luton spent 5 seasons in non-league football before winning the Conference Premier in 2013-14. Securing promotion back into the Football League, Luton were promoted from League 2 and League 1 in successive seasons in 2017-18 and 2018-19, before being promoted to the Premier League in the 2022-23 EFL Championship playoff final. Luton Town are the first football team to return to the top tier of English football after successive relegations down to the 5th tier of English football. What a story. Let's have a quick look at this key information before we do the full history. So we've got the emblem there, Luton Town Football Club, with the hat to represent the Hatters. Luton Town Football Club, the Hatters, founded 11th of April 1885, 138 years ago. Now, Kenilworth Road is a little bit controversial, right? because it doesn't quite, I heard a rumour, it doesn't quite fit the Premier League standards because it's too small. Some historical pictures of it. It is properly tiny. So capacity is only 10,356. Okay. Chairman David Wilkinson, manager Rob Edwards, and of course they're in the Premier League now, aren't they? They did actually come third, so you know they were the third best team, so they did go up. Rob Edwards. Robert Owen Edwards. I was just checking because Robert Owen Edwards is like the most Welsh name that you could possibly have. But he's from Telford. Oh yeah, he played international football for Wales, making his debut in 2004, winning 15 caps in total. Oh, okay, so he is Welsh. He's an English Welshie. Oh, we're the same age. 25th, Christmas Day, his birthday. 25th December 1982. Football manager, former player. Trying to see who he played for. It's funny how I could tell he was Welshie. Right. Okay, history. We'll do the first bit and then I'll skip the middle bit and we'll look at the most recent then. Otherwise we'll be here forever. Especially with a club this old. Luton Town Football Club was formed on the 11th of April 1885. Before this there were many clubs in the town, the most prominent of which were Luton Wanderers and Luton Excelsior. A Wanderers player, George Deacon, came up with the idea of a town club, which would include all the best players in Luton. Wanderers secretary, Herbert Spratley, seized upon Deacon's idea and arranged a secret meeting on the 3rd of January 1885, at the St. Matthew's Schoolrooms in Hightown. The Wanderers Committee resolved to rename the club Luton Town, which was not well received by the wider community. The local newspapers referred to the club as Luton Town Late Wanderers. When George Deacon and John Charles Lomax then arranged a public meeting with the purpose of forming a Luton Town Football Club, Spratley protested, saying there was already a Luton Town Club, and the atmosphere was tense when the meeting convened in the town hall on the 11th of April 1885. The meeting, attended by most football lovers in the town, heard about Spratley's secret January meeting and voted down his objections. The motion to form a Luton Town Football Club, put forward by G.H. Small and seconded by E.H. Lomax, was carried. A club committee was elected by ballot, and the team colours were agreed to be pink and dark blue shirts and caps. That says it all. Initially based at Excelsior's Dallow Lane ground, Luton Town began making payments to certain individual players in 1890, the following year. Luton became the first club in southern England to be fully professional. The club was a founder member of the Southern Football League in 1894-95 and finished as runners-up in its first 2 seasons. It then left to help form the United League and came second in that league's inaugural season, before joining the Football League, then based mostly in northern and central England, for 1897-98. Concurrently, moving to a new ground at Dunstable Road. The club continued to enter a team into the United League for 2 more seasons, winning the title in 1897-98. Poor attendance, high wages, in addition to the high travel and accommodation costs that resulted from Luton's distance from the northern heartlands of the Football League, crippled the club financially. It became too expensive to compete in that league. A return to the Southern League was therefore arranged for the 1900-1901 season. Eight years after arriving at Dunstable Road, Luton moved again, settling at their current ground, Kenilworth Road, in 1905. Captain and left winger Bob Hawkes became Luton's first international player, when he was picked to play for England against Ireland on the 16th of February 1907. A poor 1911-12 season saw Luton relegated to the Southern League's second division. The club won promotion back 2 years later, after the First World War broke out. Luton took part in a London combination during 1915-1916 and afterwards filled each season with friendly matches. A key player of the period was Ernie Sims, a forward. Sims was invalided back to England after being wounded on the Italian front, but recovered enough to regain his place in the Luton team and scored 40 goals during the 1916-1917 season. The Luton side first played in the white and black colours, which it has retained for much of its history during the 1920-21 season, and the club rejoined the Football League. The players had previously worn an assortment of colour combinations, most permanently sky blue shirts, with white shorts and navy socks. Such was the quality of Luton's team at this time that, despite playing in the third tier, a fixture between Ireland and England at Windsor Park on the 22nd of October 1921 saw 3 Luton players on the pitch: Lewis Bookman and Alan Mathieson for Ireland, and the club's top scorer Sims for England. However, after Luton finished 4th in the division, the squad was broken up as Sims, Bookman and Mathieson joined South Shields, Port Vale and Exeter City, respectively. Luton stayed in the 3rd Division South until 36-37, and the team finished top and won promotion to the 2nd Division, at that time the 2nd tier of English football. During the promotion season, striker Joe Payne scored 55 goals in 39 games. During the previous season he had scored 10 in one match against Bristol Rovers, which remains a Football League record today. There's a picture of him there. Okay, let's skip forward in time. From non-league to Premier League. Relegation meant that 2009-2010 saw Luton playing in the Conference Premier, a competition in which the club had never before participated. The club unsuccessfully contested the promotion playoff 3 times in 4 seasons during their time as a non-league club, employing 5 different managers. In the 2012-13 FA Cup 4th round, Luton won their away tie against Premier League club Norwich City 1-0, and in doing so became the first non-league team to beat a side from England's top division since 1889. In the 2013-14 season under the management of John Still, Luton won the Conference Premier title with 3 games to spare, and thereby secured a return to the Football League from 2014-15. After reaching the League Two playoffs in 2016-17, when they were beaten 6-5 on aggregate by Blackpool in the semi-final, Luton were promoted back to League One the following season as runners-up. Luton achieved a second successive promotion in 2018-19, after they won a League One title, marking the club's return to the Championship after a 12-year absence. Luton reached the Championship playoffs in 2001-22, when they were beaten 2-1 on aggregate by Huddersfield Town in the semi-final. At the end of the 2022-23 season, Luton Town secured a consecutive place in the Championship playoffs, having finished in 3rd place. Luton Town beat Sunderland 3-2 on aggregate in this playoff semi-finals, and to reach the playoff final against Coventry City. They went on to beat Coventry 5-6 on penalties after a tense 1-1 draw, to secure promotion to the Premier League for the first time. Club identity. The nickname The Hatters reflects Luton's historical connection with the hat-making trade, which has been prominent there since the 17th century. The nickname was originally a variant on the now rarely seen straw platers. Supporters of the club are also called Hatters. The club is associated with 2 very different colour schemes: white and black first permanently adopted in 1920, and orange, navy and white, first used in 1973. Okay. The club released a song, Hatters, Hatters, a collaboration between the Luton team and the Bedfordshire-based musical comedy group, the Barron Knights, in '74. 8 years later, another song featured vocals by Luton players, We Are Luton Town. It was released to celebrate the club's promotion to the First Division. Some info about the stadium. New stadium. The club first expressed an interest in building a new stadium away from Kenilworth Road in 1955. The year it won promotion to the First Division for the first time. In April 2016, the club announced its intention to build and move into a 17,500 capacity stadium on the Power Court site in central Luton. Outline planning permission for this ground, with potential to expand to 23,000 seats, was granted by the council on the 16th of January 2019. In March 21, the club announced that it intended to make a number of changes to the initial scheme to reflect changes caused by the COVID pandemic, but that the capacity of the new stadium was still to be 23,000 and had a target opening date of 2024. This plan was revised in 23 to delivering the first phase, a 19,500 seat stadium, by 2026, followed by the second, a further 4,000 safe standing seats at a later date. Luton Town supporters maintain a bitter rivalry with Hertfordshire-based Watford. Watford were a higher ranked team at the end of every season from 97 to 2022. However, overall, Luton still holds the superior record in the fixture between the two clubs. Out of 120 competitive matches, there have been 53 Luton victories and 38 for Watford, with 29 draws. The 2003 football fan census showed that there was also animosity between Luton Town fans and those of West London club Queen's Park Rangers. Okay, let's take a look at the squad. So this is the squad. I assume they'll be adding to it heavily with the money they get from the Premier League. So James Shea, Dan Potts, Tom Lockyer came to the World Cup of Wales, Glenn Rea, Luke Berry, Carlton Morris, Corley Woodrow, Elijah Adebayo, Carlos Mendes Gomez, Admiral Musque, Rhys Burke, Pelly Ruddock Mpanzu, Jordan Clark, Dion Pereira, Louis Watson, Alan Campbell, Fred Onyedinma, Jack Walton, Joe Taylor, Aribim Pepple, Elliot Thorpe, Amari Bell, Luke Freeman, I know him, used to play for Stevenage, I think, Gabriel Osho, Matt Macy, Alfie Doty, John McAtee, these are the three new that they've signed. Chiedozie Ogbene, fantastic player, Swansea really wanted to buy him as Christmas. Mav Yuel Omnersom. And that is the squad that they're going to use at the moment. I know very few of those players. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, why don't you click that like button, subscribe to the channel if this is your first venture here, and drop me a comment, tell me which clubs I should do next. And big thank you to those on my Patreon again, and if you want to join them, then check out the info in the box below. Each tier gets you the same perks, an extra video of me having a ramble every week. It's just you decide on how much you want to pay. But no need to do that if you don't want to. Just keep watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Take care, everyone.